I think this might be the end. For us, anyway. Man, all that we've accomplished. I've had plenty of time to think about it. Ever since the last time I saw the sun. The last time I'd ever see it. It's not the end of the world. But it's the end of us. I guess it started almost a month ago. Although it could be longer. There's only the clocks scattered around the house to tell me how long, and half of those are dead now. Anyway, I'm straying from the point. It was on the news. A cruise ship sank for no reason. It wasn't damaged. It just pulled straight down. Then the rest of the stories flooded in. Everything in the water was sinking. Oil rigs disappeared. People on the beach pulled down into the abyss. Nobody seemed able to explain why this was happening. Nothing floated anymore. It was bizarre. It filled the news for a couple of days until it just got frightening. It was during one broadcast that it took a change for the worse. It was a report from some beach, an on-location report about this strange phenomenon. They were just recycling. Same questions we'd all been asking for days. Suddenly, panic seemed to grip the face of the reporter. And she screamed as the camera quickly tilted down. Her feet were sunk into the sand, down to her shin. I remember smirking. I thought it was just some overly sensitive reporter messing up. But no. The whole media circus that had descended onto the beach covered the same story. The reporter, who was down to her shin a minute ago, was now down to her chest. And the shot of writhing, screaming, sinking people ended shortly as the camera was engulfed by the sand as well. News stayed on for a few more days, but there was nothing to say. Some blamed sinkholes for what happened on the beach, while others argued against them from the safety of their downtown studio. The news was a waste of time now. It was much easier to look out the window. It was more or less a ghost town outside. Everybody was just sitting inside their houses, afraid to leave. It didn't seem to make sense. The roads, pavements, being absorbed by grass and dirt. Street signs, traffic lights, being consumed by the plants. Houses too. Some people tried to run, jumping from rooftop to rooftop, looking for higher ground. And occasionally, while flicking through what was left of TV broadcast, found out the skyscrapers had become refugee camps. I made one trip out of the house since this started. Across the rooftops. An attempt to get supplies from a nearby supermarket. That plan seemed to be a waste of time as well. It was a husk by the time I got there. Looted and pillaged. That was all the evidence I needed to see how bad this whole thing was. It's easy to be in denial about something like whatever this is until it really seems to affect you. When I got back to my house, I noticed something. My car was gone. Well, almost. You could still see the top poking out from the overgrowth of loose soil. Not just my car, all of them. Bigger vehicles were still inside, but only partially obscured. A few days later, my whole bottom floor was subterranean. I'd managed to block the windows and door from bursting in from all the dirt and soil, but it was just a cell now, a mausoleum. Not somewhere I wanted to be. I spent most of my time by an upstairs window, staring at the hostile world outside. My neighbor died yesterday. He fell off his roof and was swallowed by the earth. And he's not the first person to do that either. What made it notable was why he fell. He was trying to stop his dog from getting out. Dog's fine. Well, I assume so. It just ran off. They're not affected. The animals. This is our fate. That nihilistic little discovery was too much for me to bear. This whole thing, a living nightmare. I hit the bottle hard, and I passed out for the night. When I woke up, my head was pounding in the darkness. I flicked the light switches and the fuses, but the power was out. I took the flashlight by the fuse box and looked around the house for any supplies. While checking the upstairs, I saw it. The last glimpse of natural light I'll ever see. I'd been thinking it was just night, that I'd slept all day in an alcoholic coma, and by the time I could cross the room to the window, it was gone. It was underground. I tried to get out, smashing through plaster and tiles, just to be greeted with a stream of soil pouring from where the sky should be. I don't know how much longer I've got in here, in my house-sized coffin. There's only so much food and so much air. I've got a little bit of light, a couple of candles, book of matches. Flashlight died some time ago. But this is our fate, man's fate. This is our return to the earth.